So today we have really beautiful women here and awesome women. And we have Heather Samarin and also Vidya Dinamani. They are founders of Product Rebels. Samarin and Vidya, I really welcome you here at Lviv and Lviv IT Arena.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so can you tell us more, just to start, about your experience? I mean, Vidya, Samarin, you can just talk like one by one. Yeah, talk about your experience. How did you get to this step? Where are you right now?
Sure. Talk about Product Rebels and how we started doing that. Well, we're long-time product executives. We've worked in lots and lots of different companies. And one of the things that we do is to hire product managers all the time. And we found that when you hire them, you're training the same thing over and over because people don't get a chance to go and learn about product management. You learn on the job. And so we found, gosh, it takes about 18 months in order to get someone, after they come in and they're good people, to be trained to be product managers. And so we needed to speed that up. And so we decided to put together everything we know about product management and build it into a curriculum. It's pragmatic. It's really focused on getting as fast as you can someone who doesn't know much about product management but is a smart person to being a functioning customer-driven product manager.
And it allows you to hire faster. Not only bringing somebody up to speed faster, but also hiring somebody faster, because you can find somebody with some raw talent as opposed to all the skill sets that you're looking for, and then mold them into the philosophies that make a great product manager and a great product.
So how does actually Product Rebels work? So for example, I'm not a seasoned, I'm a newbie product manager, and for example, Google wants to hire me. Hooray!
Hooray!
Yeah. So what should I or Google do next? I mean, just to work with you.
To work with us is easy. Our website is productrebels.com, and you can choose to take one of our online courses. So we have a 12-week curriculum, as Vidya mentioned. We also have a customer foundations course, which is much shorter, but it sort of brings you into the foundations of being a great product manager. Really starts with the customer. So it's how to make how to build a great product. A problem statement, how to define who your customer is, how to build a persona. So those baseline skills that every product manager could really use. We also do coaching. So we will come into large organizations and we will train product managers and product management teams. We also do one-on-one coaching for chief product officers and large organizational leaders of product management and development. So we have a plethora of ways to work with us, but the majority really is internet program, internet curriculum and modules, or bring us in and we can help design a program and coach and develop the product management team.
So if you were Google, what you would do is get a couple of your really good product managers, get us to come in, train them as facilitators, and they will then help all the other product managers go through the program. Because one of the things we learned is a blended experience where you have online training from us and then internal people who have a guide in order to say how to do product management together is really effective.
And is it more about like seasoned product managers or only newbies?
Well, I mean, like I said, we've got a customer foundations course, which is very tailored towards the beginning product manager. So learning really the foundations of good customer-driven design, customer-driven research and product development and requirements. But then we've got more in-depth content and training for anyone up to leadership positions. So how to influence. We did a talk today on influence. We also do how to lead product management organizations. So we've got the content all the way from the newbie product manager all the way to the chief product chief product officer.
And one of the things we found is a lot of people who want to get into product management, so maybe you're a developer or you're an analyst or you're in QA, and you're thinking, that's a job I might like, it's a nice way to get some transition into becoming a product manager. Because sometimes you're not hired as a product manager, but you want to get into it. It's a nice way to learn what to do.
Yeah, and we found, the more experienced product managers, they also want to change culture in their company or change culture among the product management team in becoming a much more customer-driven organization. And they find that our training actually does that. It really does change the perception of how to approach product management and how to make the customer the center of your decision making. Whereas some product management organizations, in sort of the old product management way, was very much about writing requirements, being part of the agile ceremonies, and just sort of more structured approach to product. We really do come at it from customer centric. So everything starts with what tells us, or what is the customer telling us in order to educate the decisions that we're making.
And right now I'm a product manager in my company, and I want to make like a great change, and I want to make more people with a product mind inside the company. And we are talking right now about influence, actually, because to do this I need to persuade lots of people. What should I know about the influence? Just some tips.
We'll give you a quick summary of what we talked about.
Thank you so much. That was what I'm asking.
We'll give you the cheat sheet. So we talked about 4 things in terms of how to influence people. And what we said was, it's really not about you, and you're not running around trying to just be a better influencer. It's bring your customer in. And so do this in a way that we said it's real time. Bring real time information so that you're bringing what the customer says to your meeting. Imagine taking a videotape of a conversation with a customer and then playing that at your next meeting, at your development meeting, and you're getting it right. Instead of you saying it, it's your customer saying it. It's really impactful. We talked about relationship and being able to connect with others in terms of the company, and to build it in a way that you have empathy with everyone that you work with. Because a product manager, we don't really have people reporting to us, but we have to have everybody aligned to launch a product. We talked about reciprocity in terms of being able to get out and to be able to not just influence others, but be influenced by others. So understand your customer service, your sales, your marketing team, listen to their feedback, be open to learning. And then the last one is relevant information. So really aligning the product goals with the business goals and talking about them in a way that the whole company understands. So those 4 pieces of being able to use data effectively, use information, and always make it about what your customer says and the information from your customer. We found that's the best way to influence people.
Yeah, so dear audience, please go and watch the whole speech. Just a small teaser.
Thank you.
Yeah, and returning back to the time when you were working as product managers at a company, I know that you were working...
It's a while back, but
yeah, it's a while back. However, what were the main challenges there for you? Like your personal maybe challenges, your company-wide challenges?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there was probably a couple. One is influence. As a product manager, before we became product executives, you really did need to understand the soft skills in influencing, because you're trying to galvanize a development team. You're trying to impact the technical support team, the marketing team. How do you do that when you have no true authority over what they do? And so you really need to build those influencing skills and the softer skills and relationship building so that people trust you, and that the decisions you're making about the product are trusted and kept, and the whole organization is a success. So I think that's one of the challenges. Did you want to?
Yeah, I'll add one. I think it's having too much to do. As a product manager, it just felt like you're overwhelmed. The backlog just kept getting bigger and bigger. Executives would say, this is a good idea, that's a good idea. So you just felt like way too much. Your development team is saying, stop. And so I think one of the hard things is, how do you make decisions? How do you choose what to do? And that is one of the things that, we talk about in our training, because in the absence of making truly customer-driven decisions that you can justify, you are just feeling swamped all the time. It's just hard. It's a hard job to have.
Yeah, and that's a really great point. So in our training, we talk a lot about ways to prioritize that gets the rest of the organization on board. Because a lot of times, yeah, you can prioritize in a vacuum in your own office and think you're golden with the product team. But 2 months later, somebody's going to say, "Why didn't you do this?" Or "I thought this was on the roadmap. I thought you were going to be doing this." And so you're constantly playing this, playing catch up. And so, one of our key training modules is really about prioritization and communicating that back out to the organization with customer driven research and customer feedback to help people understand why you're making the decisions you do.
I'll throw out one more challenge, which I think will resonate with people. Agile is the way everybody works now. And one of the hard things, and we found when we coach, is how to focus and work a little ahead of the development team. Because, you have this new paradigm of it's everybody in together and it's just in time and you're launching all the time to get to MVP or minimum viable product or constantly launching. And so we have a point of view, we have a pretty strong point of view where it's minimal viable wow that we want to get to. And so how do you do that? Well, you have to do some things in advance. You can't always be in step with your development team. You actually have to do some work beforehand. You've got to do the research. You've got to do the design. You've got to be able to direct your development team, and you need to be ahead of that curve. So there's a little bit of a difference in terms of working with Agile that I think a lot of PMs are struggling with, and they're feeling like, I don't have time to talk to my customers. I don't have time to think ahead. And we're here to tell you, yes, you do. Yes, you can. And here's how.
So right now we started talking about ideal product manager, and which are other traits than prioritization and just to have this influence. What else makes a product manager great?
Empathy, curiosity, being curious about why does the customer have this problem? What in their environment is creating this problem? How does that impact the way I solve it? How does that impact the innovation of the team that I'm going to be working with in solving that problem? So I'd say it's sort of a combination of curiosity and empathy at the same time, because you want to sit in that customer's shoes and you want to understand the problems that they're in. It also enables you to be a better partner internally with your operational teams. If you're curious and empathetic about your operational teams that you work with, they're going to work with you much better, and you're going to make a much better solution overall. Again, making decisions and having them stick.
And I think the ability to ask questions, be brave, put yourself out there. Sometimes it takes time, but you've got to take a deep breath and you've just got to ask the question, whether it's from a customer or an executive or a client or your sales team. Don't just sit back and be told what to do. A really good PM, that curiosity turns into asking questions.
So brave, curious, then influential, as well as, I can't remember,
Empathy.
Empathetic product manager, yeah? And if you had this product manager, we have them in Ukraine. So maybe just to finish our talk today, you can give your part of wisdom or part of inspiration just to ignite those people.
Sure. To inspire you, I think that a lot of the PMs here, Ukraine has a great reputation from the US of having really good technical teams, really smart, easy to work with, effective. And as we see more startups around here, and as we start seeing the change from outsourcing to developing internally, take those traits that we just talked about and talk to customers. Make that the thing that you do, that you never fail, but talk to customers. However it is, find a way to connect. And that will make you a fantastic PM.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I'll just say the product management role is one of the most powerful roles in a company. Unspoken power, in that you hold the customer in your hand and you are educating the rest of the organization and influencing the future of the company that you're with. And it is the most exciting, fun role possible. And being that empathetic listener with curiosity makes you all the better product manager, but all the more influential in your company. And if you do it right, uh, the sky's the limit for your career, and it makes you a better person. Everyone wants to be heard, and everyone wants to be, related to the way that a product manager should relate to a customer. So it sort of helps you personally become a better person, and it makes you a better leader, and it's a fun function. We love it.
It's a path to CEO. There you go.
That's exactly right.
Thank you so much for this inspiring talk, Heather and Vidya. Thank you for being here, and see you hopefully the next year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.